other. She used to try to talk to him even though she knew that they were cousins.
Wait a damn minute.
It's like, let me stop. What's up, Empress Beauty Gang? It's your girl E, and welcome to the life of me. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you tell everybody about the Empress Beauty Gang so they can become part of the gang. Go ahead and make that bell shake, and not by mistake. Now let's get into the video. So, as y'all can tell by the title, I'm going to be giving y'all a story time on how I dated my cousin. No, there ain't no incest going on. You know, we don't do that. We don't do that over here. But yeah, I thought I dated my cousin for a little bit, y'all, and that was a scary that was scary. But let me give y'all a little background of what happened. Me and we're gonna give him a name. So we're gonna give him a name. His name is gonna be DeMarcus. I know, DeMarcus, I don't know a DeMarcus personally. I never dealt with a DeMarcus personally. So that's why I'm kind of, if these names seem a little bit off the wall, I have a lot of people that I know with specific names and stuff, and I'm trying to be a little bit more creative, and DeMarcus is kind of creative because I don't know a DeMarcus. I never dealt with a DeMarcus before, so yeah. So me and DeMarcus, we met in 2016, I'll say, a year after I graduated. Yeah, so 2016. So it was April 2016 that we started talking, and he actually DM'd me first. So we met on Facebook, and he DM'd me, and I don't know if I added him on Facebook or if he added me on Facebook. I can't remember that. It was that's just too long ago, and I guess it's really irrelevant because I don't know if we were even Facebook friends before all of this happened. I don't know. So he hit me up on Facebook. We started chatting, whatever, you know, getting to know each other, and then we kind of fell off a little bit because at the time, I don't think I knew this, but I think later down the line he told me he was just dealing with somebody and all this other stuff, so he wasn't really interested in talking. So we was just talking like cool, but me, I was starting to like him, and I was just like, well, you can't be talking to me and now I like you. Like, you can't be doing it. So yeah, and if y'all don't know, this is, should I say which X this is? No, I ain't gonna say which X this is because that's just, I don't need nobody putting 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4 together, and I just don't. If you know, you know, but I'm not trying to add up story time, so I don't want y'all to be like, yeah, that's so-and-so in the other story. No, so I might continue to use different names just so y'all don't know who I'm talking about. But yeah, so me and DeMarcus, we kind of fell off talking for a little bit, and later down the line, that's when he told me like, yeah, I was dealing with somebody and I just didn't, you know, want to talk at the time. But then like a couple weeks to like a month later, he like hit me back up, and then we started talking real heavy again. And then like shortly after that, that's when we seen each other and hung out or whatever. And we both lived in Aurora this time. Basically at this time he lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from my house driving, so it was like really close for us to like see each other. So, and then at this time I was driving, and I think did I have my own car? I think I did have my own car this time. I think my mom bought a new car and she gave me her old car. So yeah, I was whipping. Yeah, so we dated for a couple months and everything. I met his mom. So I met his mom later on down the line. I should, you know what, I'm gonna do a story time on how I met his mom, because I met his mom the night of my first time drinking, and it was just like, I gotta tell that story. I should have told that story time before this one, but I didn't know which one came before, but I think this one came after that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell the story anyways, and then I'll tell the story time of when my first time getting drunk around his mom. That one's really funny, and it's disgusting. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. But yeah, I felt so bad. Okay, we're not even gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. So we were chilling at my house one day. Like, I think he came over, he would ride the bus to my house if I wasn't able to drive or whatever. And you know what, at this time I don't think I had my own car. I think me and my mom was sharing a car, so I think I was driving her to and from work. So whenever I had the car, I would go see him, and then if I didn't have the car, he would come ride the bus to my house. And I think this was the time I didn't have the car, so he came to ride the bus to my house. So we were chilling in the front and everything, and in the front of my house, like how my house was, it wasn't, okay, so it's not a house, it was like duplexes or townhouses. I guess you could say townhouses. So it was big, they're all connected, and it's like a community. And everybody know, like, if you've been in my house before, or if you lived in my neighborhood, you know we have this big ass rock. Well, let me stop cussing. I need to work on my cussing, y'all. I know I need to work on it. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, it's just in my vocabulary. But yeah, I try to bleep them out. Sometimes I don't, because I get tired of bleeping them out. So I'm trying. But there was a big boulder, like a big rock in front of our house that everybody sat on. It was kind of triangular, flat, kind of, but you could sit on it. So me and him, we were just sitting on that rock talking for a little bit. And I was like scrolling on social media. I was like, oh, look at my cousin. What did I say her name was? Sorry, y'all, I got notes, so I gotta keep notes to make sure I stay on track. I was scrolling on Facebook. I was like, oh, look at my cousin Ashley. He was like, Ashley? I was like, he was like, let me see. And I showed him Ashley's picture because she posted it, and because how he said it was like, how do you know Ashley? And then he was like, that's my cousin. He was like, that's not your cousin. He was like, that's my cousin. I was like, no, that's my cousin. Like, I know who my cousin is. And he was like, no, Essence, that's my cousin. Like, I'm like, you're playing. And he was like, no. I'm like, that's my cousin. He was like, that's my cousin. So we was just going back and forth for like 5 to 10 minutes discussing this. Like, how is she your cousin? Like, and then I started explaining how she was my cousin on my grandma's side. And then he was like, you know what? Let me call my mom. So he called his mom and was like, so mom, ain't I was about to say her name. Woo! And the reason why I'm giving my cousins, everybody in the story fake names, because I just don't want to put everybody's business out there, you know, and I'm whatever, and I'm really not cool with them like that. I don't really talk to them like that, but we'll get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it why I don't, okay? Why I don't with them, okay? But he called his mom. He called his mom and was like, Mom, isn't Ashley our cousin? And then she was like, yeah, that's our cousin. That's so-and-so's wife's husband's. So like, I guess they're cousins through marriage. I can't remember exactly how they're cousins through marriage, but she kind of ran it down the line like, no, y'all are not cousins. Because now let me tell you, it doesn't make sense from her explaining it, or from how I'm explaining it, how she explained it to us, because I can't remember who exactly on their side is related to my side. But on my side, my grandmother, my mom's mom, has a brother, and we're gonna call him Uncle James. So Uncle James, my grandmother's brother, Uncle James, he is their cousin by marriage. And my Uncle James and my grandmother does not have the same dad, but they share the same mom. So my Uncle James, that's his people, like DeMarcus and them, that's his people on his dad's side of the family. So we don't have any kind of blood crossing through us. So let's go over this again. My grandmother, her brother, Uncle James, that's his people on his daddy's side, because him and my grandmother does not share a same dad, period. So once we figured that out, it took us about 30 minutes to an hour to be like, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. She's like, yeah. So, and then she started proceeding like, I know your grandmother, I know your mom, I know your aunt. Like, I remember your grandmother used to bring, you know, your aunt, and she was like, I don't remember your mom, but she's like, I remember your aunt, and your aunt used to always come over with your grandma, and we used to talk, and so they all know each other. So, and you know, I keep my relationships under wraps. Like, don't nobody know I'm talking to anybody. Like, me and DeMarcus's relationship, this is the only public relationship that I have ever been in, because I am a very private person when it comes to my relationships. Like I posted him, I tagged him and stuff on Facebook. Like this was like full blown, like everybody know that was my nigga. Like that was my nigga, period. Like that was my nigga. But that was like the first relationship I have ever been public with. But, and it's just so crazy I was so public with that relationship. Like I was just, at the time I was like, I mean, I got more story times about that relationship, but that was the longest relationship I have ever had in my life. Speaking about posting and being public on social media, so the first time I posted DeMarcus, Ashley's sister, my other cousin, her name, we named her, so I think we're gonna name her Brittany, because I don't know a Brittany close to me and close to my family, so we're gonna name her Brittany. So Ashley's sister, Brittany, which is my other cousin, that's Ashley's older sister. So Ashley liked and commented, and she was like, oh, you're with, I was about to say his name, you're with DeMarcus. And I don't even think I responded, but she commented and liked the picture, or she laughed, or so put a laughing face. I don't know how it, I wish I could remember what post it was and everything, but since this was like 2016, it's 2022, I don't even know. I don't even have a lot of the old messages, because deleting people and adding people back, blocking people, adding people back, it's just, I don't have everything. But and then I guess after she said that, she went ahead and told Uncle James, which is her dad. It was like, yes, Essence and DeMarcus is together. So I guess she ran her mouth to everybody, because I think she told my Uncle James, and then she told Ashley, because they, at that time, it was like, I would say a couple weeks went by. Like, even though we discovered this, we wasn't open and talking about it. Like, we were not talking about it. And all of a sudden, Uncle James went to my grandmother and was like, Essence is talking to so-and-so's son. And I don't wanna say her name, because I don't wanna say nobody's name. So I'm just gonna say, we're just gonna say so-and-so's son, because like she's not as relevant in the story time as of right now. We'll give her another name in a different story time. So my Uncle James was like, hey, to my grandma, was like, hey, you know, Essence is talking to so-and-so's son, DeMarcus. And so, oh, I didn't know that. And then so once I see my grandmother again, she ran it down to me and was like, oh, you talked to so-and-so's son? I remember talking to them and getting to know them and stuff. She was like, I didn't know you talked to him. I'm like, how do you even? I'm like, I didn't even get to tell my own family that I'm in a relationship and I'm talking to somebody. Like, I couldn't even get that. Like, I was just so private. I just didn't tell. And I guess, what do you expect from posting it on social media? But at the time, this is why I didn't like having family on social media, because they run their mouth too much. I'm sorry, but they do. Family run their mouth too much, and then they always got something to say, like they don't stink. So it just made me so mad with both of them. With Brittany at the time, because you're running your mouth about business that has to do with you. But anyways, after she told Uncle James, I guess Ashley got a whiff of that. And Ashley went ahead and texted DeMarcus, or DM'd him on Facebook or whatever. And I'm telling y'all, me and DeMarcus started talking in April, and I posted like the picture, like all this went down in like September. So a few months went by, like birthdays and everything, like a few months went by until we actually figured out that we were cousins. Like it was so crazy. Hopefully I got the timeline right. I think I got it somewhat right, but I know within them 6 months, this is when everything unfolded. But I guess Ashley texted DeMarcus, and she was like, you know that's your cousin. She was like, you're trifling. And you know that's your cousin. How are you going to be talking to your cousin? She's literally your cousin. Like just going. And he was like, she sent me like this long message saying how I'm trifling, how I'm talking to my cousin and all this other stuff. But little does she know, we already had this conversation. Like we already figured this out before everybody else knew. Like we knew we weren't cousins already, because we're not blood. I'm related to her, she's related to him. We're not, it's not a triangle, it's not no kind of incest going on. We don't do none of that. And that's so crazy because if it was closer, we'd been some thank God that we were not cousins because shit went down. And I guess he was like, I guess when she was saying that, he was like, no, that's your cousin. I already talked to my mom about it. We already had a conversation about it. That's your cousin. And he was like, I think she's just mad because when they were younger, I don't know how long ago that was before we started talking, but when they were younger, or used to be around each other, she used to try to talk to him even though she knew that they were cousins.
Wait a damn minute.
You still trying to mess around with your cousin after you know that's your cousin? Like, but you, it's not like you didn't know that was your cousin. You know that's your cousin and you still tried to mess around with your cousin. Okay. That ain't my cousin. That's all I know. He was like, I think she was just mad because I'm related to her and she wanted to talk to me and mess around with me, and we couldn't do that because then he was like, no, because we're related. And he said she got upset. Like Ashley and Brittany, that's my grandmother. So that's my grandmother's nieces. So I never was, I mean, we was cool when we was like way younger, but growing up, like since I dated DeMarcus, that's when we fell out. Like I have not talked to them. I don't say nothing to them. I have nothing to say to them because first of all, Brittany, you had no business running your mouth about nothing, telling, like, I mean, okay, I mean, I think it's how she said it, because how everybody found out is like, you was really just running your fucking mouth because I don't have no family on Facebook to be knowing stuff like this. And like, the only family I had was like her and her sister, and then like my other cousins, but adults, I did not have like adults on my Facebook because it's just like on my business, no. But, and then, Ashley, I got other issues with her. It's not just this issue. It's other issues in the family that I got with her, and I just don't care for her. Like, it's just, she got a reckless mouth, and I don't like that shit. I got my own little feelings towards her as it is, and that just added fuel to the motherfucking fire. But at the end of the day, he wasn't my cousin, and yeah, we dated for like almost 3 years. That's just a story time of how everybody thought, and I thought that me and my ex were cousins and we dated, but it wasn't that. We were together for about 3 years or so, and then we broke up in 2018 we broke up because I moved to Arizona. But so it was like almost 3 years, so 2 years, but it was weird because we were together but not together, but I moved to Arizona and it was just, yeah. So if you like that video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you tell everybody about the Empress Beauty Gang so they can become part of the gang. Make sure you make that bell shake and not by mistake, and go ahead and leave any comments you would like down below, what kind of videos you would like to see. I just got a new vanity, so or a new desk, so I think I'm gonna record myself putting that together and everything. And I think I want to do I want to do different videos. So I've been vlogging. I don't know when I'm going to put these vlogs together. I'm not going to do like a whole day. I'm going to do like over a week or 2 week vlog and then put it together, but it's not going to be super long. Just let me know what y'all want to see, what y'all want to talk about. I want to talk about some topics that people don't like talking about, just to kind of get everybody thinking and going. Like, you know, like anything you want to see, make sure you comment down below. Make that bell shake and not by mistake. I'll see y'all later. Bye, Empress Beauty Gang.